From Monroeville, Pennsylvania, Josh Kinder. From Seaside, California, Tony Wallow. And from Cocoa, Florida, William Dawson. Welcome to Ken Stout with the Zoom Homies.
Hello, everybody. Welcome into Wednesday night, August 30th, 2023 edition of Ken Stout Live with the Zoom Homies. I am your host, Ken Stout Live. These are the Zoom Homies. I'm going to rerun the First Place YouTube because I didn't hear it say our first person, or that. You know, the English language and I get along so well right now.
From Monroeville,
So
Pennsylvania, Josh Kinder. From Seaside, California, Tony Wallow. And from Cocoa, Florida, William Dawson.
Got my audio
Welcome to Ken Stout with the Zoom Homies.
Now I have to manually go back to the Zoom Homie page. And is the camera going to work? Oh, it does. Oh, I still have the dreaded DaVinci Resolve logo on there from this afternoon. I need to change that before someone we all know will get all kind of grumpy on us and start complaining he's got a migraine and other various ailments. I personally think it's when he goes to Walmart. I think that's what's bothering him, but let me find. I'm working on it. Give me a second now, doggone it. Here we go. We'll go with this one. Hello, Sam. Hello, Gray. Hello, William, and hello, Jose. I know Jose's in a vehicle, so he's not really going to be participating with his camera right now. And I understand that. That's fine. Does this thing it does. I'm talking to myself, not in full sentences either. I see a watermark on my background. That's what I was questioning. Cool redhead too. Yeah, I was messing around with Hey Jen, and I want to go with Doug because I started the month of August out with 2 credits. I'm down to a half a credit, and I'm going to use it tomorrow. So I don't know if it's 2 credits for the entire month. It was the way I understood Doug to explain it. It's supposed to roll over each day, and you get a new credit each day. At least I think that's what I thought Doug to say. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if Doug said it wrong or if I misheard it. Could be a little bit of both. But the reason I went with what tonight's is I do not have to do any masking. I do not have to do any, nothing. I just go in there, zip it down to the circle, put it in where I want it to go, and it's good to go. Brilliant. I don't know why I didn't think of that earlier. So, play it again.
From Monroeville, Pennsylvania, Josh Kinder. From Seaside, California,
brilliant.
Tony Wallow. And from Cocoa, Florida,
I'm going to have to get
Dawson.
on a few people. Not going to mention names, but Fresno, California. I would tell you his address, but then he'd have to kill me, and I don't want that to happen. So how is everybody tonight? All right. I'm guessing Mr. Cheek has not been here yet. He will be. He'll either be here for the stream or he'll be here afterwards. More than likely, I haven't even gotten a message from him. I usually get a message when he gets out of church, and I haven't even gotten that. But then again, the internet is it's like working, not working, working, not working. I sat here and watched chat disconnect at least 5 times. So I don't know. And I'm watching the thing, and I don't know what it is. It might be YouTube. Now, in all fairness, it might be YouTube. And I have something to share with Mr. Cheek from a personal level that Mr. Cheek is not going to like. And it involves my horrendous system. So, eating. Yes, he's clearly probably eating. Now, if I reduce zoom down over here, how does that affect? Oh, that's terrible. I'll have to figure out what I changed. I had a good Wednesday myself. I sat here on DaVinci Resolve. Come on, Greg, smile. DaVinci, your favorite. I created a few things. I went and found a lot of stuff. I learned some things. I talked to Jose this morning, and I talked to Brian this morning, and really learned some things. And I actually learned something on what we affectionately call Battle Royale, which is the Adobe Bridge, that Brian was amazed to see work because he didn't think you could do it. I didn't know. I'm just pushing buttons. I don't know what who knows what will happen with me pushing buttons, right? What could possibly go wrong with that? Um, no, I think William had it right. Nothing, everything. Mm-mm-mm. Take away your co-hosting abilities. I want to text. I need a volunteer. I want to see something here. Oh, you cannot. Never mind. I don't need a volunteer. So when you are co-host, you are protected from being put in the waiting room. I didn't know that. We probably discussed that because I'm not going to mention anyone's name, but someone south of the Mississippi keeps telling me that we keep talking about these things. Yeah, I'm letting him in. I got it. If I'm not busy doing something, I can generally keep up with it. I brought Chad over. I can see that. Josh Kinder said, hey, like for the horse, not with an E, H-A. I am first. Tony Wallow was second. William was third. Josh Kinder said hi, Tony. Darren said hi. One Fish said hello. Greg said sixth place, which I believe is what, fifth, Greg? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, you would be fifth, not sixth. Josh made 2 comments. Jeff said, hope to join after the batting cages. Stealth mode, he says hello. I sure hope he's dry. I sure hope he's not. I've seen some horrible pictures. And before the internet started screwing up, I was watching some very disturbing video of the water and the damages and everything done. Maybe I finally am maturing and getting older because when I start using big words like disturbing video, I probably better go see a doctor tomorrow. BH Ringer says hello. Rick Lake says hello. And Long Dog says, hello, peoples. Speaking of pushing buttons, I have a lot of things I'm juggling right now. Well, if you're not juggling buttons, I'm going to go down Doug's road here. He was cracking me up this morning. That was so funny. But it's good to see everybody. I'm going to take a... Has the storm already passed your area, Chris? It must be a relatively fast-moving storm then. Oh, okay. Yeah, here we go again. Tony is saying there's no Zoom audio. Okay, what's going on? Go to my system. On Zoom we can hear Chris, but on YouTube I was watching the mixer. I swear I'm going to write a script for this. Okay, can I get someone to say something over on Zoom, please? Yeah, it's not going through. Okay, hang on. I've got to bring... Oh, can't hear Chris. No, nobody's hearing nobody. Give me 1 second to figure out what in the holy moly holy's going on here. Um, um, Maybe I should go get my carrier pigeon out and have it fly down with the news here. Go to Zoom. Microphone is Yeti. This is correct. Speakers. Let's try this. Okay. Now let me get something from Zoom, please, for YouTube.
Something from Zoom.
Something.
I never learned. Could somebsomebody say 5 words for me so I can watch the mixture so somebody can hear you
Hello,
guys?
YouTube.
5 words. Little mix.
Oh, Chris.
One,
Yeah,
two,
look,
three, four, five.
according to the mixer, it's going out now. I don't know what it was. I've got the earbuds in and I can hear you guys. I had it set in settings there to these, and I had it set on the system to these. And the news I have about my system will shed some light on a lot of things. And there may be a special guest joining us tonight. I can't guarantee it, but there's a slim possibility. And I think, I'm really hoping if the special guest shows up that, okay, this is picking up my hand because the little thing at the bottom is going around trying to, anyway. I really want Alex to be here, amongst other people, but specifically Alex because I have news. Sorry about the audio over YouTube from Zoom. We were just chit-chatting about the storm, and I made a comment about stealth mode, and Chris said it's already moved past his area, so that's good. Good to know. Hello, Rich.
Hello.
Make it through the storm all right? Yeah, I forgot to ask William. William, were you affected at all by the storm?
No. Just a little bit of rain, wind and rain.
You get rain quite a bit, though, don't you, in Florida? I mean,
Yeah.
Seriously?
And wind, so there's nothing new.
Okay. Yeah. It's been a very pleasant day here, what few minutes I've been outside. And tomorrow's supposed to be even better.
I cut my grass in the front, and I also put down weed spray.
I should have cut the grass.
Say
Do I?
again?
I should have I should have mowed our lawn today, but doggone it, I just couldn't force myself to do it.
Ken, it looks like there's some part of it is already getting up into like Norfolk, Virginia.
Wow.
There's already, it's that big.
Yeah, I'll go find it on the internet here in a little bit and take a look at it. As long as it doesn't come as far as up here to Indiana.
I was just wondering, Greg might get some of it. I don't know if he will or not.
No, there's no rain predicted in Maryland.
You'll stay south, probably stay south of you before it goes out in the ocean.
Yeah, but I've heard things about when it gets back out over water, it can actually regroup and pick up power and come back inland.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what one model showed. It showed it turning around and going back to Florida, and that will be on the East Coast on Williams side. I don't know.
Wouldn't that be horrible that it hits the west coast of Florida, goes out to the Atlantic, picks up steam, circles back around. And, well, we missed the East Coast. Let's catch the East Coast this time.
And picks up Frederick Frederick and brings it back with it.
Oh, that's right. There is a second one out there. I forgot about that.
That says, "Come on, bring a friend. Come on, friend."
I don't know if it has two hurricanes ever went into each other. I wonder.
I've never seen it before.
I've seen thunderstorms do that, but
the only thing that comes to my mind is, what was the movie with, I believe it was George Clooney and Mark Wahlberg, based on facts, up in the Boston area, about a fishing boat that went out. I think it was called Perfect Storm, I think.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
Easter. What Saint a fishing boat that went down.
Right.
they went way out in the ocean.
Yeah, that's the only thing that I've ever heard, because what little bit of things I've researched on, I guess there were 3 storms that conveyed and got together and made a superstorm. So yeah, I to answer Chris's thinking, I guess it could happen.
That didn't really happen though. That was just
No, they said it was based on fact. They said it
No,
happened.
that was based on a true event.
Right.
You mean that
So-
little boat really made it back?
No, the little boat and the little people in the little boat didn't make it back.
I thought that boat did make
That
it.
service for Darrow. Darrow was the name of the boat. Something like that.
Let me go Google something. I'm pretty sure the boat didn't make it back, but
No, it went down according to the song.
They never found any debris.
that's like the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. That blows my mind.
I know they lost all their navigation and all that, but I thought the boat floated back, but maybe it didn't.
Yeah, according to Google, it says based on a true story, the film tells of the courageous men and women who risk their lives working every day, pitting the fishing boats and rescue vessels against some big word I'm never going to say, forces of nature. The worst are realized at sea on Halloween of 1991 when they are confronted by 3 raging weather fronts which unexpectedly collide to produce the greatest, fiercest storm in modern history. Fast forward to 2023 in Florida, and now we have 2 storms, Frederick and however you say the other one. Stealth Mode says, good evening. Stealth Mode, did you make it through the storm okay? Put a 1 if you made it, put a 0 if you didn't. Most of us know that's picking on Doug. Not seeing any response. Says they are fine with a 1. Cool. Good to hear. Good to hear. While I was searching for that, I looked at some of the storm. They showed people walking in water up to their waist. Now, I don't know how tall these people are. You know, if they're 3.5 feet tall, then walking in water up to your waist, not real tall. But if it were me and up to my waist, that's a lot of water. Just put some rocks in your pockets.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll work.
Because most of them had the street signs just showing above the water line in the pictures.
I saw one article where apparently a couple swam through their car windows to get out of it. Now, I didn't read the article, but my first thought was, how in the world, what in the world, why in the world would you try to drive through something, get stuck? I don't know. Maybe I haven't matured like I'm thinking I have, but look at this. You guys see this picture?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how tall they are, but clearly that's pretty much waist-high water. It looks like she's probably either a little shorter or maybe in a little bit. I mean, that's horrible, really. It's just hard for me to wrap my head around it. I mean, I'm seeing it. I understand it. I don't think it's Photoshopped. If it is, I want to meet the guy that Photoshopped this. No, I'm not trying to start any conspiracy rumors or anything.
I saw that on CNN.
My dad used to, the area that it hit, my dad used to travel down in that area when he was working. And my mother said she used to go with him a lot. That Steenhatchee and Crystal River and all that.
I'd say it's about 3 to 4 feet of water if you judge by the bottom of the windowsill from the water height.
Yeah, I was trying to gauge it off of that as well, and it's really not very. The picture itself is not very informative, other than it's a mom and her daughter. Doesn't say. Now, there's a lot of trees down as well, and I've seen a lot of water. When I was in Korea, I've seen flooding big time. Again,
I got cousins that live in Brantford, Florida, close to Perry, and Live Oak and all that. Where the Swanee River goes through there.
Well, I just hope everyone makes it through. And it's good to hear the people that we know that are on here and through our friendships and whatnot in Zoom that everyone made it through just fine. That is good. Mrs. K is going golfing tomorrow. Well, at least that's the plans as of right now. Tim just posted 2 hours ago. Apparently, there's about 150,000 people in Statesboro. That's in Georgia, Chris,
Yeah,
that have no power, and
yeah,
Florida and
probably so.
Carolinas.
That's further east. It probably went closer to Statesboro than it did here.
Well, I know certain people in California had no power today, which I don't think that was affected by the storms in Florida.
No, it wouldn't. It's probably heat out there.
A lot of boats. Never mind. You guys can read chat. I give up. I ain't talking no more. I swear.
Well, I'll be clearing South Carolina about 2 a.m. Thursday.
No reports of injuries or fatalities. That's very good news. Only the boats were destroyed. Says a lot of boats.
No,
got
there was
destroyed.
one person confirmed killed.
Oh, there was a fatality.
Yes.
Somewhere in
know
South
that.
Carolina, a tornado picked a car up like from the front end and just turned it over.
Was anybody in the car? Let's hope
I
not.
think so.
Oh no.
But they might not have been hurt or nothing, but
I'll show you guys something if I can find it after the stream ends. I ran across this today. You remember the cars 15, 20 years ago that literally would go to the wall, hit the wall, then they'd flip back over, go to the next wall, hit the wall, flip back over. They could never be stopped, supposedly. I forget what they were called. I remember seeing them. Anyway, a guy built
cars.
What
like
were
the
they,
game
Chris?
Pong.
What were they?
I'm just making a joke. Pong. You remember the game Pong? I said they were Pong cars.
Yeah, I do remember the game Pong. Anyway, a guy built one in real life, and he set up obstacles and everything, and it was at first I'm like, no, there's just no way this could be done. There's no way this has got a person in it driving it. And then they did a close-up of it, and it's a guy driving this car. At one time, he sat there and he just went like this, from the back wheels to the front wheels, back wheels to just constantly flipping over. It was really interesting. If I hope to be able to find it again, I'll share it with you guys after the stream ends. Not on DaVinci though. I put a block on DaVinci from the hours of 9 to 1 in the morning. That way, I don't have to worry about making Greg mad.
It's about
Nothing.
time.
Nothing.
Ken, that's going to send you a copy email up to the normal Zoom's over, YouTube's over. There's supposedly a new video editing program that the company wants you to try, but when you try to, you send me the email address for the, say, you know your email address.
Right.
No one returns a response.
Sort of sounds like maybe it's a fishing expedition.
But it's supposed to be one of those for a new beta tested new video editing program.
I've not heard of anything like. I did get an email from the app for my phone that I was trying to put on my phone to track the golf, and they asked me what happened. I said, you said it was free. It's not. You wanted information I'm not willing to give up. Couldn't get it to work. I'm not going to use it. You know, if it's free, it's free. It's not. If it's $9, $7, I got a cramp. $7.99 a month. That's not free. In my book, I could be wrong. I'm gonna go check something out. Well, I would like to have a program on my phone that shows me distances, that shows me I can keep the score electronically. I really would like that. I do have a rangefinder. I have trouble with the rangefinder because the rangefinder has to be able to zero in on something specific to get the range. And that little pole of the golf pole was about that big, and the flag, which is about this big. Sometimes if the flag's windy and it's moving around, it won't find it. I know I've been standing 20 yards away from something. I use the rangefinder and it says it's 100 yards away because it's picking up the trees in the background, no matter how hard I try to get on the flag or get on the pole. But your phone's done from GPS, so that would be relatively accurate. Jake and I are going to go to the indoor range right up the street here. He's got a special going on, $35 for an hour. A lot of you are going to say, well, why don't you just go to an outdoor range? Outdoor ranges are fine. Outdoor ranges is good for me. Hello, Silver Addiction. Addiction. See, I can't even read. Gosh. I'll go ahead and come clean. I've only got a second grade education. I never graduated high school or college. I keep following him. He's got some really cool. I don't remember if I put his link in the show notes or not. If I didn't, I will put them in starting tomorrow. Pretty interesting.
It shows.
Anyway, the range for me gets me loose to play around the golf. That's all the range does outdoors. The virtual range, on the other hand, will actually tell you your distances per club that you're hitting. Yes, they have range markers on the range. Yes, if you have someone that has a pair of binoculars and can track the ball and watch exactly where it's hitting, you could do it that way too. Mrs. K doesn't have that capability. I don't have that capability. I can guesstimate for the most part what's going on, where they're going. I'll give you a real good example of why I would like to get my clubs identified. On hole, hang on, just happen to have a scorecard. Imagine that.
I'd offer to do it for you, but I'd be taking a nap.
Well, we can get someone to push you around on your walker. On hole 13, it's 175 yards. And you guys know the other day I screwed that shot up, my tee shot. Didn't go very far. My second shot was probably 140-ish. I took out an 8-iron, and my whole goal was just to get it close and let it kick out and run. Oh, I hit this 8-iron. Perfect. Straight, hit the green, bounced off the green. So it was too much club. I should have went maybe with a 9-iron. I don't know. But once I get up there and get them identified, then I'll have a better grasp of what's going on. And Mrs. K and I were talking about it today when I was taking her to work. She goes, oh, I can do that. I'm like, you really think you could do that? She goes, oh, sure. Like, okay, I'll get you a pair of binoculars, and we'll see what happens. Ain't getting her no binoculars. I know better. She has trouble keeping score. Little scorecard. Got the little boxes. You write a number in said boxes. She struggles with that. There's BH Ringer saying hello to Silver Addiction. Good to see both BH and Silver Addiction. I'm giving up. I need someone to take over hosting duties for me. BH, join Zoom so you can take over the stream, please. If you'd like to join, you know what? Oh, I don't know if this is still working or not. Let's see. Oh, it is. Do what, Chris?
I was talking to my mother. I'm sorry.
Oh, all right. Sorry. There is the email should you want to join us on Zoom. It's displaying over YouTube right now. The word Zoom is zeros, not the letter O. It is the letter, the number. Give it up, give it up, give it up. It is the number 0. Oh my goodness. I jokingly yesterday said, because Lauren said, let's go to the range early and loosen up. I said, no, I want to take my brother's attitude about that. I don't want to give up any good shots on the range. I want to save them for the golf course. That was fatal. Although my putter and my wedge, pretty accurate yesterday. Again, if I try to look at everything positively right now, I don't get very frustrated anymore. If I hit a bad shot, oh well, everybody hits a bad shot, including professionals. I've been watching a lot of YouTube stuff lately of the professionals that hit bad shots. You would think they wouldn't, but they do. some of Tiger Woods' bad shots are absolutely, the shots themselves are horrible. It's his reaction that's funny. Man, I tell you, I don't know where I was going with this. So somebody bring the subject up. Oh, Jose, what would you like to talk about? Oh, wow. I forgot to reset the, okay. So the scroll is going by. There has been some changes made to the scroll. The clocks had some changes made too. I did get that accomplished today. I like to never got this scroll to line up the way it was supposed to. But I finally did. Apparently I forgot to change said macro. That's about, yeah, it's right. It says 9:30. I started a little bit before 9, so that's about right. I'll keep it right. I'll keep the show going manually. Tony, I'm not ending the show. That's the macro. Once it gets done, I will restart the Zoom portion of this. I have to let the macro run its course before I can do anything. I'll make a note to change that. In fact, after the show ends, somebody tell me change the macro, please. Don't tell me now. I'll screw it up. There we go. We are back. We are still live. Let me take off the email address. There we go. I love the macro. I really love the macro. Push the button. I don't have to worry about nothing. What I do have to concern myself with is right now there's 3 things that run on the macro. If I did it like I used to do it where I had 4 and 5 and 6 things, it's a pain to get all that to kind of line up and go and play out the way it's supposed to. Yes, I added Long Dog to the California list on the scroll going by. Appreciate that you noticed it. That's cool. And I also added, if you look at the clock, I can't put last names on the clock, but if I bring the clock over or expand, let's see, what can I do? How can I do this? Oh, you know what I can do? I can bring OBS over. I can go find said clocks. And I can unlock said clocks. If I expand the clocks, turn zoom off, you can see under Pacific Daylight Time or PDT, whatever it's called, I added Long Dog as well, but I can't put in last names because I just don't have the room to do that right now. I want to get with Wintermute and see if there's any way possible we can get it to where we can do the last names. I'll lock that back into place, and I'm going to start Zoom. Oh, Zoom got moved. Did Zoom get moved, or did I move the clocks? I think I moved the clocks. Who knows?
Who cares?
That would have been my second thing. Who cares? That's kind of an attitude I was taking today with Da Vinci, Greg, at one point in time, because I spent probably 20 minutes trying to find something that I finally deemed I don't need this because this is something about my grandkids, and it says happy birthday, or that's what it indicated it said. And I've never done anything for the kids on their birthday yet because they're not old enough to understand that. Silver Edition is in Michigan. Okay, cool. Change the macro. Tony, what macro? Exactly, Tony. What are you guys talking about? Macro. What do you want me to change?
Everything.
Change is good in some cases. I have a live stream scheduled for tomorrow. I have 2 things recorded for Friday and Monday, or I may play both of them tomorrow. I don't know, for premieres. I haven't decided yet. I did research changing the frame rate. There is a workaround. Once you start your project, there is a workaround in Da Vinci, sorry, Greg, that you can change the frames per second. I haven't experimented with it yet. I haven't even decided if I'm going to yet. I'm thinking I'm just going to do it on the fly. Why not? I do everything else on the fly, just to see how it works out. Kind of makes sense when I was researching it, but I don't, there's one part of it I'm not quite following, and I'm going to just try that later if I practice it. And again, I don't know. Long Dog says, well, Ken, I have quite a collection of photos, nothing too extravagant, but a collection that's getting bigger all the time. I use a crude method to help search for my photos, but it's labor. Yeah, Brian Lightfoot and I did a Zoom. That's why this was private earlier. I apologize to Sam and Greg and William and Jose. You guys were all waiting. And he showed me a method of take all your photos and throw them in one place. All your photos. Label it however you want to indicate that's your master photo file that's never to be touched, never to be changed, it's going to be what it is across the board. And then when you do a project, pull out the 10, 15, 20 pictures of your project, put them in a folder, name the project, then you can change the names of your photos and it doesn't affect the master photo file. Brilliant. Why didn't I think about that? Blender. Yeah, let's not go back to Blender. Blender was tough. Tony put in chat Blender. Blender was tough. That had a learning curve. DaVinci's got a steep learning curve in my opinion. Blender, the learning curve was about like that. I mean, DaVinci is somewhere like this. Blender was literally like this. I mean, oh my gosh. A lot of respect to those guys that know how to do that. A lot of respect. I also use Windows tags for my videos that I download. Yeah. I'm not organized. I don't think anyone here will say I am organized. If you do, do what, Greg?
We agree.
Yeah. Vegas, Sony Vegas Pro was the very first one I started out on. And it was a learning curve as well. I don't know, maybe because I've used DaVinci for so long now, I think DaVinci's a little easier. I've also used Wondershare Filmora, and there's one shot something, I don't remember what it is, and I've messed around with Adobe Photoshop. I found that to be a steep learning curve. And I've watched Jose go in there and go zip, zam, boom, bang, and just like that, it's done. Oh, we got secret code language going on now. No problem, Silver Edition. We understand. Most of us here are retired, and we get together every night. I appreciate you stopping by. That is so cool. And I will keep watching what you keep posting. Very interesting. Concrete Legos. I thought that was funny. Yes, Tony, I am sticking with DaVinci. Now, if someone were to say, hey, with the exception of William, now, full disclosure, I've got to be a little skeptical of this one William's talking about until it comes out and gets a little bit more information about, hey, we had problems, whatever, give us a shot. Then sure, I'll give it a shot. I mean, I was really honored for people to say, can you do this, compare this, do this, and do this? And I've done it. I don't know how successful they were, but I've done it. So, great. I appreciate it. Good night. Thank you. Join us on Zoom some night.
I'm still here.
If I take away co-host, I need a volunteer. If I remove your co-host permissions, do you know it? Are you informed of it?
Yeah, there's a little pop-up comes up.
Okay, so does everybody get that or just the person it involves?
Just the person involved gets the security notice on the side.
Okay, so I just removed someone's. Without saying your name. Well, you have to almost say your name. Put a 1 in chat. No. I did remove someone's permission, but I haven't seen anyone respond yet.
This one here.
Okay, so you nobody else got it, but you got it, right, William?
Right.
Oh, Tony got it too. There goes my system, and I have such good news to report on my system.
But that's one. That Beta Bond is a site that has beta test offers where they give stuff away free in that.
It's getting more scammier all the time. Can you send me a link?
I did.
Oh, where?
Email.
Oh,
It's an
email. Okay.
email.
Okay, I'll check. I haven't checked email. Let me go check email real quick.
Time's up.
I said real quick. I didn't say a second.
Still, time's
Okay.
up.
You sent it to my normal email, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it. Okay, cool. Thank you. I will check into that later.
Because it's supposedly the 2023 version of their software is supposed to make video editing a snap, even for someone who doesn't know what they're doing.
Sounds intriguing. But
Yeah,
that takes away all the fun. I mean, it's just like that thing I got.
It can't be as easy as they make it sound.
Well, that's true. I mean, it's like golf. If golf was easy to play, we'd all be playing golf and we'd all be making good money, right?
Mm-hmm.
Greg, you feel like caddying for me?
Nah, I got a few things I got to try and get done tomorrow.
Well, I didn't mean tomorrow.
Or whatever day you're looking for.
Oh, okay. You got your. Oh, okay. So BH Ringer explains the take care HAGO, have a good one. Okay. Yeah, I'm not real good with that. I'm a lot like Doug in that respect. Some of these things, I mean, it took me forever to get what LOL was.
Laugh out loud.
I know now. I mean,
That's the oldest one.
SHMA, or wait, never mind. Now, Mrs.
Yeah.
K, she'd sit here and talk to you in 3-letter acronyms all day long and probably have a conversation with people.
Yeah, really? What? WTF, Ken?
Hey, I don't get half of them. I will put it that way. Haven't seen any foreign names in the Zoom yet. Possibly waiting for the stream to end. And this could happen tonight, tomorrow night, the next night, or whenever. And I think you guys will be blown away. And I have already decided if said special guest joins us, I would like everyone to not say anything. Let said special guest have the floor. And I think you'll understand why. It's not Carrie Holzman. I will tell you right now, it is not Carrie Holzman. And I'm being 100%.
I'm going to take that.
Thank heavens he's not.
Greg had his hopes so high. And we all know Doug has joined us, so we can no longer call him a special guest. Man, I sure hope he's not watching tonight. But it is someone from the tech world. I will give you that much of a hint. And we will see. I really, fingers are crossed. I don't have the Alex Cheek high hopes yet, but we will see. Long Dog says, I find it difficult to keep up with the cool people and acronyms they come up with. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how she does it. I really don't. Now, here in a few years, when my grandchildren get 6, 7, 8 and start using stuff like that, I may have to learn it. I don't know. Just have to wait and see. It's still hard to believe they're going to be 5 in December. It just doesn't seem possible. Cool, loving, having more. Yeah. And I am 99% sure most of us on here know who this person is, have heard of this person, have probably at some point in time watched this person. I know I certainly have. That's shut up, Ken. You'll give him too much information. Greg will get it out of you. Look at him. Greg's over there contemplating. He's like, I gotta come up with something.
Yeah, Ken.
Oh my good God. Wintermute puts in a Morse code. Okay, wait. Don't nobody say nothing. Let me figure this out. Yeah, Jose, while I'm figuring this out, go ahead.
Permission to say something bold about this special guest.
As long as you don't give it away, sure. Now, full disclosure, Jose knows who it is, okay?
Oh,
And,
yes,
and
I do.
Jose's involved with this. So, MFWNSFW ID. So I don't give a. I got that.
Yeah.
SSDD. I don't. MF. We must discuss this after the stream ends because just figuring out that I don't give a leads me to. We'll still be family friendly for now. Was that what you were going to disclose, Jose? Did I take away your thunder?
No.
Okay.
What I want, that's something bold I want to say is that this special guest, and okay, he's way better than Doug Betts.
It's gonna be Jay-Z 2 cents. Yay!
I'm pretty sure Doug Betts already banned me from his channel and from his Zoom meeting, but anyways, I don't care. I
don't
stand
think
by I said.
why would Doug? You haven't done anything to be banned from Doug. It takes a lot to get banned from Doug's. It really does.
Well, just by saying that he is better than Doug Betts, you know. So, anyways.
Oh, I thought you were referring to that other technician. Okay. Well, Doug does.
No.
In all fairness, though, Jose, Doug doesn't build computers, or at least he no longer builds computers. I think he has in the past, but I don't think he no longer does. Because I think he has mentioned before he used to. Okay, so now, okay, I'll figure that out later. And no, I'm not going to go Google it. I'm going to try to actually figure it out. I could be mistaken on that. I'm not sure. But I think Doug said he did at one point in time either build or built plural computers. I don't know. Or maybe I imagined it. Now, it's just like Josh Kinder to be first. I go and get a picture of him, put him in there, put him first, and he doesn't even show up. Oh, Camtasia? Yeah, now Camtasia, I'm looking at the email from William. I've heard of Camtasia. They were popular
In the 90s.
Yeah, that sounds about right. A friend of mine in Arizona, not Kerry Holzman, not Sean Gallagher, not Tom Kay. I'm trying to think of everyone I know in Arizona. He was a big fan of Camtasia. Running out of things to say. William, you're either looking at something that's extremely shocking or you're like in disbelief of what you're reading, or both. I'm not sure which.
I'm trying to move folders around and get them to do what I tell them to do.
You need to let me log in. I can screw that up for you. I'm a professional. Now, I am a professional at that. Oh boy. I can screw folders up quicker than you can say screw folders up. My goodness. That I do have the experience doing. And if you have photographs you want to lose forever, never to know where you put them or ever to be found again, I'm your man.
Because I got one drive, it's got everything, this long list of movies in that.
Right.
I'm trying to put it under what the movie's about, then put the movies in the folder where you can find them.
Well,
and to try to keep it from going in the wrong folder.
I understand that. I've, as we all know, someone that we all No, Liz over there in Fresno. I know right what you're talking about. I've been there. I've done that.
Just to make sure that now I gotta check the TV later on to see if the TV can actually read the new file format.
Yep. Moving forward, I am going to create a folder, throw all the photographs in there, and then pull them out for the individual projects that I'm doing, because that makes a lot of sense. What I'm not going to do is go grab all the stuff that's already in a project, put it in the master folder, because that'll just screw things up even worse. I don't know. Is the new tech Louis Rossman? That would be cool. No, it is not Louis Rossman. See, I've said too much already. I got another cramp. Doggone legs. My legs are giving me havoc today.
Have you got your other half on Zoom yet?
No. Oddly enough, she was not too happy, or not, happy's the wrong. She wasn't real keen on that idea. And when I don't know why she wouldn't, but that's fine. We weren't even sure she was going to work tonight because she got there and she wasn't on the schedule. But by the master schedule, it's her day to work. And then tomorrow's the end of the month and there's no schedule after tomorrow. So who knows what's happening after tomorrow? And it's this way every month. It's horrible. Epson printer CDs used to include ArcSoft photo impression, which was used at one time for police for facial recognition. That's interesting. Excuse me. Go take my camera off for a moment.
Well, we'll find out one thing, if the new ink tanks are worth the money.
Excuse me.
Bit the bullet and ordered a $329 printer.
I so far don't have a need to print. My printer that I have was a Kodak photograph printer, and we used to print a lot of pictures. We could print up to 8x10, and we used to print a lot of pictures of what we took. We kind of sort of got out of that, and then we sort of kind of got into the 16x20. I hear Walgreens actually has a really good deal on poster size pictures. I haven't checked it out yet. But I don't have a need for a printer at all. I mean, if we use one once a month. Good night. See you guys in about 6 months when I learn to speak.
Wow.
Been a good show. We use it about once a year, maybe, if that.
Yeah, what I've figured out is $80 a pop for 4 cartridges, and you're doing 4 cartridges a year. And it's supposedly 2 years that ink comes with the printer on the average in the new one. Hopefully it pays for itself.
Yeah, if you could develop a means or a ways to keep the ink jets, I believe they are, from drying up or clogging or whatever the problem. I mean, I've been away from printers for so long, I really don't know. Then you're on to something.
Suppose you got a minimum number of pages you have to print.
Minimum number of pages to keep them from drying out?
Yeah.
I never thought of that. What a brilliant idea.
Since the black ink is supposed to be 7,500 pages, and the color is supposed to be 6,000 pages before you have to worry about ink. That's a lot of pages.
Yeah.
You might as well cut down a few trees and make your paper now.
Yeah, let's not go down we'll have protesters in here for, you're cutting down trees to print. I sent Alex a message. He's not answering.
But unfortunately, that's where paper comes from.
Unfortunately. BH Ringer's comment. Okay, I'm as bad as Doug. I need to highlight these somehow. That's what I'll do. I'll pop out chat into a separate tag. Yep, need to install some kind of optional software. Yeah, I mean that's valid point. We're coming up on 55 minutes now, minus the little break when it decided to run the macro. I mean, it ran the macro the way it's supposed to. The macro set up and it works flawlessly, unfortunately. Tonight would have been the one night I wished it wouldn't work flawlessly, but it did. I want to thank everyone for being here. I want to thank BH Ringer, Winter Mute, Stealth Mode, Long Dog, Silver Addiction. I'm going to use cue cards from now on. I'm going to hold up a card. Hello, everybody. My gosh, I can't believe I can't talk sometimes. One Fish was there with us in chat. He's also on Zoom. Rick Lakes was there. Tony Wallow. And no show Josh Kinder. I'll bet you he's playing Fortnite. Not going to go check, but I'll bet you that he is. There will be a DaVinci Resolve tomorrow. I'm going to explore changing the frames per second. I know there's a workaround. I may or may not practice it. I don't know yet. I really don't. Thank you, gentlemen, for being here with me on Zoom. Thanks, everyone in YouTube world. If you would like to join us, once again, there is the email. Well, maybe. There it is. Starting to have a little bit of a delay. Stout Zoom Z00m @gmail.com. I check it at least twice a day. If you send it to me and you don't get here an immediate response, I will check it at least twice a day. Good night. Thank you. Pressing said Doug Betts button now.